Welcome to Be in Brunswick. I'm your host, Shannon Vieira with the Brunswick County Chamber. Thank you for our sponsors today, Surf Unlimited, located in Ocean Isle Beach, and Dane Delane Salon Studio. Thank y'all for being our hair and makeup sponsor. Today we're doing a revisit. We met up with Paws-Ability and their pet education program about a year ago, but today we have a graduating class of 4th graders located right here in Jessie May Monroe. We're going to talk to some of those students who had an essay contest to find out what they learned about the program. We're also going to talk to some of the sponsors of the program and find out why they're investing in pet education here in Brunswick County. And finally, we're going to watch those kids get their certifications.
You've had an I can statement for each of your lessons so far, right? Well, today you're going to have a brand new one. And the I can statement for today is, I can be an advocate for animals. Let's hear everybody. I can be an advocate for animals. If I can read some minds, I can hear the question. What is an advocate? Well, I think Miss Janet is going to help you answer that question in a minute, but I'll bet some of you already have some idea of what that means. But that will be our lesson for today, telling you how you can be an advocate for animals.
Okay, Mr. Steve, can we have them in summary say all of the previous I can statements together?
Let's go through the previous ones. The first one, I can be a responsible pet owner. Second lesson, I can help stop pet overpopulation in our county. Third, I can make sure my pet is healthy and safe. I can be safe around dogs and cats. And last week's lesson, I can provide for a pet for its entire life.
When our officers responded to the home, they found the dog in its own feces, in its own urine. No bowls, no food or water inside the kennel. The dog just kind of looked up at them like, where you been? I've been waiting on you.
Nobody knows how much longer he would have lived. You could count all the bones in his body from his neck to his tail. The dog couldn't stand up for maybe 10 seconds at a time and then would just fall back down on the floor.
He was taken back to the animal shelter in Brunswick County. When he got there, he was extremely emaciated, extremely weak. The next morning, a vast improvement. It was obvious that it was just deprived of food and water.
Hey there, I'm Springer. So I was pacing back and forth, and all I wanted to do was to get out and run and play, but my paws just could not open the cage.
We took one look at him, and even as bad as he was, he still had that will. You could see in his eyes, you could see in his soul that, man, I'm still here, I'm still going, just give me a chance.
That he survived is really due to the Brunswick County Animal Shelter and their great care.
He is now an ambassador for our shelter. We take him to adoption events. He goes to work with me.
Yeah, you know, my paws hurt from all the autographs I've been stamping.
So, Springer, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I have several.
He's a fellow co-worker. He's not only my friend, he's not only my pet, now he's one of our co-workers.
Yeah, if that's the case, I expect to see a check every 2 weeks.
People come to the shelter to see Springer, and Springer is just as much as that shelter as the shelter as much as him.
So I was left in the cage for 3 weeks, no big deal. I mean, look at me now, my life is great.
So now we have Principal Auto of Jessie Mae Monroe. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
You're welcome.
You've been doing this for a few years now, and
Yes.
I guess I want to know is what kind of drew you to the program and why have you continued to support it?
Right. This is our third year to have the Paws-Ability program at Jessie Mae, and I just felt when I was approached that it was a win-win situation, not only for the children, but for the pets as well. There are just so many things that we can learn out of character ed of not just pet care, but just life skills of empathy and responsibility. And I feel that how we treat pets is how we treat others. So it just has a great character education lesson to it.
When Janie and I were talking, one of the things that struck me was it's about pet education, but there's those life skills that are snuck in there that they
Yes.
aren't even aware of it.
Yes.
You know, the eye contact, the shaking of hands, and the other aspect of it, because they follow a curriculum program, is they write notes and create those notes, create their essay, and they're all doing this through a fun kind of nonchalant way to the kids, but a very, which helps you guys as far as your educators.
Right. It's just you think it's not structured, but it is very structured, and they are integrating all the subject areas. Like you'd mentioned, the writing and the science of it, and just the character ed is the biggest thing, and what a wonderful way to feed that through the children. And they, in turn, will really affect generations after them.
One of the things about Jessie Mae that I've been kind of following is you guys have been pretty proactive with these external programs coming in. You have another
Yes.
program with Nancy Smith with Community Movement Works, with her
Yes.
program with the Kids Get to Do Yoga. So how's that been going as well?
That's wonderful, and actually after this program today, one little boy came up and said, Mrs. Otto, I just want to thank you for having the yoga program after school too.
That's awesome.
So it is really neat. She also goes into one of our EC classes, and she has the after school. We've also had an after school music class. So I just try to just pull in our community partners that can help the children, the whole child, and after school programs have been a wonderful way to do it.
Well, thank you again for having us here today.
You're so
and
welcome.
We look forward to having more alumni from this program come through your school. Thank you.
I know you guys have been talking about the two animals, Barney and Snowball. Now remember, Barney was a 4-year-old indoor kitty, and Barney was, tell me if it's a male, neutered or spayed? Yes? And it's going to be a boy. So boys are neutered, right? Male animals are neutered, right? His owner was no longer able to care for him, so he ended up in a shelter. But even though he was an indoor kitty, he was neutered because cats get out, and his owner did not want him to contribute to the unwanted kitties. Remember we talked about Snowball. And Snowball was a dog who was not well cared for. He didn't live in a home. He had fleas and ticks, and he wasn't in really good condition, was not given his proper medications. And guess what? Snowball was pregnant. Had 12 puppies. So some really nice volunteer named Tammy Foster took Snowball into her home so the puppies would have a nice, quiet, safe, loving environment to live. And Mr. Steve is going to tell you a little bit more what happened to these animals.
Well, first of all, I think we all know that they were what? Adopted, right? They both got adopted. Literally, two people came to their rescue. They actually came to the rescue where those two animals were and adopted them. So it was Mason and Michelle. Mason and Michelle came to the rescue. First, Mason, a 4th grader who had lived with his grandmother and had recently finished the pet responsibility program at the school, was eager to adopt a pet at Brunswick County Sheriff's Animal Protective Services. You guys all familiar with Brunswick County Sheriff's Animal Protective Services?
Boy, that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. Sometimes we abbreviate it BCSAPS, other times just APS for Animal Protective Services. That is the county shelter in Supply. How many of you have been to Supply?
We have opened it up to the public, and we're working with the community to make it a better place.
We've turned it more into a adoption center versus just animal control. The main focus is to adopt out as many animals and find them good homes.
It's a happy place now. It's where pets come to find a new life and a new start, and a better start because they'll be with a responsible pet owner.
equipped here at the shelter to house about 300 dogs and cats. We have kennels outside, we have livestock barns. Under the Sheriff's Office, we've added a play yard. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office Animal Protective Services needs the community's help in helping control the pet overpopulation.
It's extremely important to spay and neuter your animals. We have several venues throughout the county now that are available, particularly when you come adopt one from our shelter. You receive a voucher to assist you with the spay and neutering. So it's important to be a responsible pet owner. Utilizing the volunteers, tapping into that resource has enabled us to be much more effective in not only the care for the animals while they're here at the shelter, but assisting us in getting these animals adopted out.
Every animal that comes in here is a good animal. Some of them just lack training. So through proper training, the volunteers implement the same training with the animals, which makes them more adoptable and better pets.
We work to socialize the animals. We take the very shy animals, we build their trust, we work with them so that they understand that not all humans are bad and that they can meet good humans that will care for them and treat them properly.
If people are not going to come to us, then we're going to go to them. So we're fortunate enough to be able to equip a mobile adoption unit and go out into the communities.
When we take the animals out, we work with them, we spend time with them, it gets them social, it gets them on an outing away from the shelter. They meet people, they develop the social skills they need in order to be adopted.
To adopt an animal, you're not only saving a life, you're helping create more room in the shelter for the ones that are here to come up available to Adoption Row. The cost is very affordable.
I am so proud of what the Sheriff's Office has done with the shelter and the changes that have been made. They're positive changes. They've brought so much resource. They bring a new thinking to adoption.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here with Kim Mayo, the representative for Brunswick Electric. This is their first year being a partner with Paws-Ability and their PEP program, which is pet education. So, first of all, Kim, thank you for agreeing to talk with us. Appreciate that. Tell me why Brunswick Electric decided to be a partner with Paws-Ability this year with us.
Well, with our community grants that Brunswick Electric has, we have partnered with them. This is our first year, and anytime that you can help educate a child about animals, the best way to take care of them, and also instill in the children the respect for animals and people that help animals, and then with their families.
Very good. So you said you guys do community grants.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a budget of how much you guys give out per year? What did you do last year?
The community grants that we give out are, the funds from that come from the auction that we have every year at our annual meeting. And we auction off surplus vehicles, surplus equipment, and then that's where the money comes from for the community grants. This past year, our total was $37,950 that we put back out into the community for things like the pet education program.
That's fantastic. And can anyone come to the auction, or is it just?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have our annual meeting every September. It's always the fourth Saturday, and we encourage people to come. And yes, we have the auction. That's a big draw for the members. They can buy a vehicle or an old computer or any surplus equipment that we have.
I'm going to be honest, I go to this every year. I had no idea you had an auction.
Yes, we have an auction.
So where do y'all do the auction? I know you're usually at Odell Williamson.
That's right, it's always at Odell Williamson, and it's to the left of the auditorium, and that's where we'll have the vehicles. I can just see you in a bucket truck.
I could totally, I would love it. I could refurbish it and do something cool at the chamber with it.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are a partner with Paws-Ability. Thank y'all for speaking with us today.
Yes, ma'am.
And hopefully you'll continue to partner with them in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
And thank you, gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here with Cindy Reed and Ed Hartnett with the South Brunswick Islands Rotary Club. They are a couple of years been sponsoring this program with Paws-Ability. So tell us why you guys are sponsoring this particular program.
Well, I'll tell you what got us into it. We have a contest, a little raffle going on, and Ed won it 2 years ago. And he's very, very benevolent of heart, and he gave it to start the program at Waccamaw. So that was the beginning of that program, and we were so impressed with what happened with the program there that we were on board for this year to step in and be a supporting partner. Plus, Miss Janie is our honorary Rotarian of the Year that we chose this year. So she has brought the Paws-Ability into us, and we've embraced it, and we just really feel they do a lot of good stuff.
Fantastic. Now, South Brunswick Islands Rotary, you guys meet on Fridays,
Friday
7:30, bright and early, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
At Tamers, which is located inside Ocean Ridge.
Yes.
What are some other charity groups that you guys give back to during the year?
Well, it would fill a whole page, but we do First Tee, we do all those schools from Charlotte back, that's our focus. We do all the middle schools, we have programs in the high school. So if there's a STARS program at Seaside Methodist, if there's a kid that we can help and make a change in their life, that's where we are.
And I am a Rotarian as well, not with your beautiful club, but I think Rotary does a wonderful job of giving back and raising all that money to give back.
Kids in Brunswick County.
Yes, and that is definitely y'all's focus.
It is.
It is your focus. So, again, thank you for being on the show, and thank you for supporting the Paws-Ability program.
We're happy to do it.
And hopefully you'll pick up a couple of Rotarians for a Friday morning meeting to come see you.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Ed.
Thank you.
All right.
So this is the first time I've got to interview kids on the show. I'm so excited. So today we got to see you guys get your certificates. We learned about your pet education program. So Jared, Kalila, and Chloe, you guys were the essay winners of the whole 4th grade. So give yourselves a hand. That's so awesome. So real quick, I'm going to ask Jared first. Jared, tell us a little bit about what your essay was about.
My essay was about just like normal stuff about how to take care of your dog and what to do for your dog and like how to care for it.
Do you have a dog?
I used to, but it unfortunately died.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, maybe one of these days you'll get a new dog, huh? So what did you learn about in the program that maybe you didn't already know? Did you learn something new?
I had nothing, I knew nothing about spay or neuter. I pretty much everything I did know. But yeah.
So you learned about the spay and neuter, about how important that is for population control and things. That's great. What is the best thing you liked about the whole program?
The jokes.
The jokes? There were jokes?
They said overpopulation.
So that was your favorite part. Awesome. But did you enjoy it? Is this something you would tell your up-and-coming friends in the lower grades that they should be involved in? Awesome. Well, great. Congratulations on your essay winner, Jared. Kalila, tell us about your essay. Tell us something that you wrote about in your essay.
Well, my essay was about how to stop overpopulation and to get your pet spayed and neutered, and to like walk your dog and how many times, and feed them nutritious food and fresh water.
How many times are you supposed to walk your dog? I have a dog, so I bet
4 to 5 times a day.
Oh, she's underwalked for sure. Maybe you could be my future dog walker, huh? What was the best part of the program that you liked?
Well, the whole thing, because I learned a lot of new things like the spay and neuter. I knew a little bit about it, but not a lot. And like overpopulation and population, and I didn't know about that either, and that was a lot of new interesting things to learn.
So were you going to tell people that they need to do this program?
Yes.
Oh, great. Congratulations. All right, Miss Chloe, tell us about your essay.
It was about my dog Snickers and how I learned how to take care of her. She lives at my grandma's house, but when I had her at my own house, she was a really good dog. I had a lot of dogs. I had, well, one of my dogs are a police dog now. He grew up to be a police dog.
That's pretty impressive.
And he works at my mom's work.
Oh, well, that's
comes around
fantastic.
sometimes.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part about the program?
All of it, but I didn't know that they had microchips in their shoulder blades.
They have breaker chips?
Microchips.
Oh, microchips. And what does a microchip do?
It helps when you lose your dog. They can check if it doesn't have a collar.
Yeah.
They would scan where their microchip would be, and it would tell them where their home would be.
That's fantastic. So would you tell your friends to take this class if they didn't have it?
I have a sister in a lower grade. She's in first grade. She's fixing to come up to this grade.
So she is going to be ready. Well, awesome. Well, thank y'all so very much for being on our TV show. We'll be showing it next month all along, so make sure you check it out. If you don't have ATMC, you can check it out on the ATMC TV on YouTube. So thank you so much, Jared, Kalila, and Chloe. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'd also like to take the time right now to introduce the longest running sponsors of not only the PET program here with Paws-Ability, but just all their programs since 2007, I believe is what Janie just told us.
Yes.
So I have Vicki Williamson and Kim Boyette here from First Bank.
Yes.
So tell me, ladies, why have you guys been such strong supporters not only of this program, but of Paws-Ability in general?
Well, First Bank was new to the area, to Ocean Isle. Janie is one of the first people that came in and asked for a donation. So I thought, okay, she's going to be our donation person. So we started out with her then, and we've been given ever since. We got involved in the bicycle poker run. We have supported them in everything they've ever done. We sell tickets, we give money, we give water, we give whatever we can to help that program.
Fantastic. You guys have a new building going up too in
Yes.
Ocean Isle, and I think you said September was sort of the date that it might be open.
Yes, and we're going to have a big grand opening. We'd like everybody to come if they're able.
We'll keep you posted on that.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for being here today and witnessing what a great program this is. And obviously we both adore Janie and their whole program and their whole volunteer team. So I applaud them for what they've been doing for our area. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Janie, I just want to say thank you for having us out here today. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the program, seeing the children get their certificates. I really enjoyed getting to talk to those 3 essay winners to see what the program meant to them. And as I know you were saying, they're listening, they all learned something, spay and neuter. They learned how to take care of their pets better. They all had
responsibility.
They all learned something, and I think ultimately that's what your goal is for this program. So we also got to talk to your sponsors and why they feel this is important. And everyone that I've talked to has said what a great job you've done with this. And what's the future for this program? What do you guys see coming up?
This is our 3rd year of the program. We've rewritten the program completely from the first year. It really has become a Paws-Ability program. And it teaches children compassion, and it teaches responsibility. It teaches children social skills. We teach vocabulary words. Parts of this program fall in the character development for the state of North Carolina school system. So it's an important program. We take all of the financial responsibility for it. We do not ask the schools to contribute anything. We bring everything to the schools with the monies that the sponsors provide, and we teach the program with our volunteers. And these are the same volunteers that some of them have returned for 3 years.
That's fantastic.
Because they believe in this program, and they've seen what this program does for children. And if we teach our children early enough, we can change the world for thousands of animals in the way they're treated in our community, thus making our community just a better place to live in general.
One of the things that struck me during this program, Janie, was hearing about how this generation of children are going to change the welfare of animals, and having it in their minds this young is something that they're going to remember. They recited a promise about the responsibility of having a pet. They had a video rap that they learned, how to interact with animals. I mean, I feel like this is things that they don't get any other place and that you've been able to provide.
We do feel like we have provided an attitude change with the children. And this attitude is animals, the way we treat our animals is a direct reflection on the way we will treat other human beings. It's difficult to separate animals and people in our world. They are so intertwined at this point. There is no separation. So teach children to love and respect and be compassionate to animals, and those attitudes will follow through to people as they grow.
So we're in Jessie May Monroe. Are there other plans to expand this program to other schools? Have you already done that?
The program is offered to up to 4 schools in Brunswick County that we are equipped and financed to teach at this point. We already have 3 of those slots. We have 2 filled verbally with commitments. The 3rd one is on the fence with a commitment, with a date. And when those positions, those places are filled, then we have to stop the program for next year until we get more teachers.
So do you need more volunteers to help you with this program?
We need volunteers and we need retired teachers. If you're a retired teacher, our program is written with lesson plans so that any retired teacher can take our lesson plan and walk into a classroom and teach any lesson, any of the 5 lessons from this class.
How many retired teachers are you thinking you might need right now?
We have 18 right now that teach the 3 schools.
Okay, so you could use what, 5, 10 more?
We could use 10 more.
10 more. So
remember, your retirees travel and they have vacation and they're obligated to other projects too. So we can't always rely on the teachers to return, but we've been very lucky that most of our teachers have returned for 3 years.
And how long is the program? What's the long commitment for someone?
It is a 5-week, once a week for 5 weeks in the school, and the 6th week is a awards celebration day where we introduce our dignitaries and our sponsors, and the children go through a receiving line. The children are taught to look them in the eye and show them the respect that they should and shake their hand. This is a life skill for children too.
So it's not just learning animals, it's life skills. They're learning how to interact with
the children learned how to take notes to write their essays. Every week they took notes. This is the beginning of a term paper for high school. This is a 4th grade entry level to a term paper. And then they wrote their essays.
I bet you they didn't even know they were learning all that stuff while
they
they were
had
having
not a
fun.
clue.
That's fantastic.
But the essays were good, and the Beacon judges, Jackie Torg read every essay and judged. And that's a difficult job, to pick 3 out of these essays, to pick 3 winners.
But the fact that they all participated, they all wrote an essay, and they all got a life skill out of it, I think is just a whole other element to your program that they aren't aware of.
The program follows the North Carolina's curriculum, and we do fall into the character development part of that curriculum, and that's important for children.
That's fantastic. Well, what else is going on with Paws-Ability? You have any where you've had some fundraisers this year? What's coming up in your fundraiser?
We have in October, of course, we will have the bicycle poker run. That is the largest fundraiser that we do all year, and funds from it generally keep most of our programs going.
Fantastic.
And those programs can be anything from the school program with Brunswick County Schools to our Hope Harbor Domestic Violence Pet Protection Program. And we'll be introducing a new Seniors for Seniors program in the fall that you're going to love hearing about.
Well, we look forward to that, and I appreciate you allowing us to come in today and feature these children and kind of do a follow-up from when we were here about a year ago talking.
2 years ago.
2 years ago talking about this program. So what a great opportunity to kind of see what's happened and what's changed.
And we thank you for being part of it.
Thank you, Janie. Thank you for watching another episode of Being Brunswick. I hope you enjoyed learning about pet education as much as I did. We talked to the sponsors and why they're involved with this program in pet education. We also spoke with some children to get their perspective on why they love pet education and how important it is. So we hope that you got a lot out of it, and we want to thank Paws-Ability for introducing this program to Jessie May Monroe School, and we hope you stay tuned for next month, Being Brunswick.